Hi everyone, it's Nicole and this is layout 17 of 42. So I went to a crop back in October. I brought 48 page kits with me. I got 42 done and now I'm showing you all the pages that I got done. Now before I went to the crop, I put all these page kits together so you see it from the beginning to the end when I put the page kit together and now putting the pages together. Now this page took me 16 minutes to put together, and if you remember when I was putting the page kits together, all the even numbers I put a sketch in it and all the uneven numbers I had no sketches. Now I have to say there is some even number pages that I didn't follow the sketch. I just looked at what I had and I ended up putting the page together with what I had. And this was an uneven page, so I didn't have a sketch, but I, had put three pictures in with this page kit. So I decided to put two pictures together and then the other one alone. And usually, when I do that, then I start looking, okay, how can I put those on the layout? I don't want to put them together. So I put one picture of all of us taking a selfie at the top of the layout, and then the other two, which was sort of the view that we were seeing at the top of that mountain at the bottom of the layout. And I love taking pattern papers and just kind of grounding that picture at the top and the bottom of the layout. And I like doing that. I kind of divide the page in two, and then I go from there. And I start adding, sometimes I add washi tape to kind of even ground that pattern paper even more together. And sometimes I just put little strips of cardstock. In this case, I'm going to put some washi tape at the top photo because that pattern paper is very light. As you can tell, it's sort of like pink on pink, and it's not standing out against the cardstock. So when I look at that, I still love that pattern paper, but I want it to stick out a little bit more. So I'm going to go and find, like a 1/4 inch washi tape, and I'm going to put it at the top and bottom of that pattern paper, and it's going to make it stick out. Now I'm looking for something that I can journal on, and one thing that I noticed when I was working on all, those pages and stuff and doing the journaling, I don't like big journaling blocks. Like sometimes, it looks good as far as design, but when it comes time to do the journaling, I don't like to do a lot of journaling. So I'm trying to make my boxes for journaling a little smaller, or if I make them bigger, I use a big section of it to put my embellishment cluster. So if this is one of the first time joining me, I have loved making page kits for years and years and years. And I have to say, the first way, I guess, or the first place that I use page kits is when I went to crops. That's the only time that I used to make page kits, was to bring to crops. And then, a few years in, I don't know, I think I needed a video for YouTube or something like that. And I was like, I'll just take one of these leftover page kits. And it was like a little light bulb went off in my head. Why are you just doing that for when you go to crops? Like, use those in your craft room too. And that has been life-changing for me. And I get so many more layouts done in a year now. Now, when I first started making page kits, I didn't have so much done in the page kit. Like I would have pattern papers and a little bit of embellishment and the pictures. But now I've added the title, the journaling, and I'm a little bit more concise, I would say, on the embellishments, where before I would basically throw like packages of embellishments with a certain kit. Now I kind of narrow it down so that when I sit down to do the page, I don't have to go through the embellishments. I just start dividing in, 3 clusters. So over the years, I've just tweaked and tweaked it more and more so that it's more, fits better my style of scrapbooking and where I can get so much done. Like, I never thought that I would be able to put a page together in 16 minutes. And it's not as if, I was kind of racing. It's just, I would just kind of start, matting the photo, but I only had 1 or 2 choices. Like, my choices are so narrowed down, and because I'm scrapping with a lot of scraps, my choices are even more narrowed down, and then that way the pages are coming together quicker. And I used to but I used to take a lot of time on my title, and because I did that this time, where I actually, went through all the page kits, and when I was adding the pictures to the page kits, I also worked on the titles, and I would, choose the thickers that I was going to use and which tiny stickers, and then I would literally spell out the title and put it on some wax paper. That was a game changer too, because when I got to that part of the layout, I didn't spend 20 minutes working on the title or even on the journaling, because all of that was done. So that is definitely some things that I'm going to keep. And I just wanted to say that I hope that everyone had some nice holidays, downtime with their family, and, ate lots of food and played lots of games, and it just felt good to take some downtime. And I decided that I was going to take a few days off, and I think I ended up taking about 9 days off, and it felt really good. And now I'm totally rejuvenated and I'm ready to get back into it. And it's not as if I didn't do anything. I just spent so much time, baking and cooking and all that stuff, and that was a lot of fun. So at this point is where, I looked at the page and I'm like, that pattern paper is blending so much. I need something to make it pop. And I find adding black washi tape really gives it that pop of, not color, but that pop that you need whenever your page is lacking a little something. If you add a pop of black or any kind of neutral color, I really find that it helps the layout to really stand out. And another great thing is, of course, I had all my journaling done for 33 of the page kits. So I took the few seconds it took to just copy down the journaling onto the journaling card on my layout. And the great thing is now I can take all those layouts and just stick them in an album and not have to worry about the journaling. But that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.